Yo Alan, what's up bro? You alright? Hope you're doing good, man. I'm going to go over some live technical analysis and hopefully give you guys a good idea of what's going on at the minute and what we want to see to progress forward, and if we don't see it, yeah, what we can look for towards the downside. Just give me a minute. Okay, almost ready to go. Right. So what we're going to start off with, get rid of everything, we'll start on a fresh chart. So far the market's not looking terrible so far, it's actually had a nice recovery, but we are not out of the mud just yet. As you can see here, we've had a daily level that we've tapped twice. Where did we get this daily from? As you can see, this daily here, the last two touches before we went down. As you can see, we've had resistance on this one. So what we've got to do now is try and go pump up more, and then we'll have a touch there. If we can break above the level, okay, that's the first one. Then we can stay. If we can break above the weekly as well, that will be not the market reversing, but it will at least be a good sign of 28k being the bottom. Obviously we wicked down to around 26,600, around that area, but the close happened at 28,000. So let me show you guys a few things. Just gonna get rid of everything and essentially start from scratch. Okay, so if we go on the daily, which we're on, simply zoom all the way out. All I'm going to use here is a simple, we'll have horizontal line, a simple fib retracement. That's all we're going to use here. Okay, and we're going to put it from the low of March 2020, because if you guys remember, we had a March 2020 crash. Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't see the screen, I've got to change it. Thank you for reminding me, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's my bad. Right, so what we'll do, okay, we'll just simply start like this. This is all start. I'll show you what I just said in a minute. So as you can see here, okay, simple fib retracement from low to high. Okay. Simple Fibonacci. As you can see, this was an area I was looking for, was 28,000 for a bounce. It was at least my first initial target in these low areas. As you can see here, very well respected. January 4th, very well respected. 23rd respected. So if we use a quick marker pen, I do show this all the time, but it's just, you guys have got to understand the respect of this level here. As you can see here, you might class that as a touch potentially, but as you can see, it's very, very close. And then as you can see here, if we zoom in at the moment, okay, yeah, we did wick down, we took out the lows here. Okay, so this is the lowest point, we took out those lows, we took out those lows, okay, and that's kind of what we wanted to see. But as you can see, this is just a simple Fibonacci, nothing crazy, nothing special. And this is one area that I was looking at for a possible bounce. As you can see at the moment, okay, it's not looking too shabby. So what else do we want to see? Okay, so if we hide this a sec, that is just one thing. And you wouldn't go for trader for that just alone, but the more confluence you have, the better. Okay, so let's go on the monthly, let's do our levels. Okay, we have one here, these two touch at the top. Levels like these, you would not worry about them for a moment because they are miles away. I mean, look how we are from where we are right now. We are 107% away from 60k, so this essentially wouldn't matter, but you would definitely have it on your chart at some point. Same again here. As you can see, this one's untapped as well, 45k. Again, you wouldn't have to worry about it for a moment. You have a monthly here. As you can see so far, this is an old monthly. We have broken through it. Some people wouldn't have that on the chart, some people will. It's completely down to personal preference. But you want to at least get an idea. And then we'll do one more, which is all the way down here. This is all the way at 10,000. Hopefully we don't see these levels because the market will absolutely get destroyed if we do see these sort of levels. But yeah, you have got to have that there. And then you want to mark them out on your chart. Just so you have a nice neat order. Okay, and then we come on to the weekly. Where can we see on the weekly? Okay, as you can see here, this would be one. Again, you wouldn't really worry about this one for now because again, it's all the way up near 65,000 and we are a good 100 and something percent away from that. So you wouldn't worry about these levels necessarily, but you want to start to paint a picture of the respect of certain levels, so then you can get a good idea of what to look out for on the way up. Okay, we have another one down here. As you can see, we have broken through it, but again, you will look for it. This one is very important at the moment. We are doing a bit of a late stream. It is about 2-3 in the morning here, but I'm a late sleeper, so I thought we'd try have a look at the charts. We had a good day yesterday. A lot of altcoins pumped, but we are not out of the mud yet. So there are a few more things that we have got to look out for before we can progress forward. And we have got to keep an eye on these things. Okay. So then we go on the daily. What can we see on the daily? Okay. It'd be better to just do that. Okay. Okay, so what else is there? and tap daily at 26,000. Okay. Actually, right. So we're going to hide some of these levels that don't mean anything, just because it makes our chart look a bit cluttered. Okay, we don't need that weekly. Where's that one? Should be marked as a monthly. Okay, so we'll have these levels. We'll have just these levels. And as well, one last one. Okay. So what we want to see from Bitcoin for 28k to be the bottom, okay, we want to see essentially something like this. So this so far is a good sign, but what we want to see is something like this. We want to see it come up however high it goes, but we want to see it retest this weekly. This weekly is very, very important, okay? Now if we can test this weekly and hold it, okay, there's a good chance we can at least come up to this level, which is 34,000. Okay, now that alone from there to there, it's a 21% gain. From a trading perspective, obviously that's a lot of money pretty quickly. From a holding perspective, this in my opinion will make altcoins pump quite a lot, but this is essentially the best case scenario for Bitcoin. This is bullish scenario, and then we possibly push all the way up to 39k before another rejection. The 39k area has got a lot of confluence. There's a lot of levels up there to beat around the high 30s areas, so obviously we could just smash right through it, but if we're trying to be conservative about it, this is essentially something that we might see. But again, for it to be very, very healthy, you want to see it come up however high, retest on the weekly. That weekly is very, very important, and then you want to see it go up. You want to see it retest this monthly, and then you can look for higher and higher levels. Okay, and that's essentially the most important thing. Now if that doesn't happen, then towards the downside, okay, now what we could towards the downside, what we could see, we come up as we come up again, we come up to this daily like we already have, we reject it, okay, and then we come back down to set another new low. That could be another scenario. If we keep retesting the level and we fail to break it every time, then we could essentially be looking for lower levels. My second biggest target personally is around the 23k area. That would be my second target, and my last and final hope for essentially Bitcoin would be the 21k area. 21k, like here essentially, 21k is very, very important, because as far as I'm aware, in the 5-6 years I've been in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin has never fell below a previous all-time high, and if that happens, that would be an absolute disaster for altcoins. Obviously it would be incredible for buying opportunities, but there would be a huge uncertainty in the market, and that's essentially something that we would have to keep an eye on. But obviously we're hopeful. The technology of cryptocurrency is very, very good. Now that a lot of us are starting to realise and understand that the crypto market is correlated together with the main stocks out there, like the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, etc. All of these are very, very important, and as you can see at the moment, okay, this is the S&P 500. Okay, we have this level here. This is very, very important. This is the first, at least, sign of things coming not to an end, but it's at least the first sign of, let's say, 10 signs that things are going to go into a positive manner, and that could, this here for the S&P 500, this here could be the bottom. Okay, but we're a long way. Time will tell. Currently we're on the daily. We're pushing up for it. We have already got rejected. We haven't pushed above it. But what we do want to see as well on the higher term time frames, if on the weekly, if we can finish above this level for the S&P 500, this is a positive sign that that could be the bottom. And then you have the two linked together with this and Bitcoin essentially, then it's a positive sign again. For the Dow Jones, you want to essentially see us finish above the 32k area on all time frames. The higher the time frame, the stronger the confluence essentially. So as you can see here, if we finished above here on the monthly by the end of the month, that would be a very positive sign. Again, for the S&P 500, if we finish above this key level, it will be at least a good start. And then, well, I'm sure we have weeklies as well up here. As you can see, yeah, we have a weekly here, 4,500. I'm sure we have a daily as well. As you can see here, 4,300. So there are plenty of levels still to beat, but again, this would be a good indication. That would be a good indication essentially that things could be coming to an end. For me, it would be too early. Why wouldn't it be? Everyone in the stock market wants to make money. Everyone in the crypto market wants to make money. It's the same people. I'm not really sure where. I don't know what I said for that to be said. Right, let's take a look at Ethereum. As you can see, Ethereum, this is another one that I like. Simple again, simple fib retracement. It's not exactly in the correct place there that I need to put it. So as you can see, Ethereum, this is technical analysis is, and trust me, I'm essentially a beginner. This just basic stuff. It can give you an idea of very, very respected levels. And as you can see here with Ethereum, okay, in 2021, this area was very, very respected with resistance, support. Again, then after that we had the bull run essentially. And look, perfect touch again. So we wicked down, but we closed above it. The close above is the most important thing. It all depends where it closes. And as you can see, slowly but surely we are starting to go up. So that could be another sign. Again, it's not 100% confluence, but again, it's something to keep an eye on. Cardano. Again with Cardano. As you can see, came to a daily. So let's actually, I don't think I've done this yet, but let's just check to see where this fib, just a simple fib retracement. Okay, we haven't done this yet. Be interesting to see where this one is. Where's that? There's the March. Pull that up to there. Okay, and it fell below, as you can see. Is that the? Yeah, that's roughly right. So as you can see, it's still a very, very respected channel. As you can see here, support. There you go. And even here, it's even in this area here, it's acting as resistance, and it's got a weekly and a monthly level around it. So that's actually very nice. I actually really like that area. Essentially with Cardano, obviously, if Bitcoin can continue in a bullish uptrend, market structure is still bearish, so we're still in a bearish trend. But hypothetically, if we can, that would be this area here would be a very nice area for a potential short. That's very nice. That is a lot of confluence, that area. I really like that, to be fair. Yeah. I'll keep an eye out for that one then. But yeah, there's a long way to go. There is a long way to go. Matic, let's take a look at Matic. Some of these I haven't updated in a little while. I have two versions of them. One of them's for Binance and one of them's for Bybit. Okay, there's a possible daily there. So what are we looking for here? Where's this daily come from? Area there, but we'll keep that one there. Essentially, even from a trading perspective, where we are exactly right now, is that a weekly or is that a fib? It's a weekly. Just remark this a second. Again, for the sake of it, let's just see what Matic says with the all-time channel. Start from there, see what this is. How respected is this area? Yeah, that's what, yeah. As you can see here, yeah, support, resistance. First vid in 9 months, bra just leaves when crypto is crashing because he doesn't get views. That was essentially, as I tweeted it quite a lot, that I fell into the YouTube trap. So I had to go back to work. The crypto, I ended up selling all my crypto in November, so plus YouTube, the amount of the toxicity on YouTube was just absolutely ridiculous, and I couldn't be bothered with it anymore, to be honest. I wish the community that I have built stayed in contact with, but anyone who wanted to follow me, I was always on Twitter and I was always in my Discord, so you know. But yeah, people like MMM Crypto, BitBoy, etc. I can't do what they're doing, so you know. If people want to watch that, fall for that BS, then that's fine by me. I don't need views. I'm doing perfectly alright for myself. Before I saw it as a job, now I don't, so don't bother me now. I did alright in crypto. I made a good amount of money. I'm the one smiling at the end of the day, so I don't particularly mind. And if I can help people during the bad times, then yeah, I'm happy. But yeah. What do I think about Zil? What would be a good entry? Let's have a look. To be fair, I think Zilliqa is a good project. Zilliqa, Zilliqa was a crypto that I was invested in, made some good money off it. I was staking it for ages as well. Where are we? What are we looking at? We're here. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Always forever. Zilliqa. Okay. So straight away you can see that this area right here, 3.6 cents, is a very respected area. Very respected. Where's the low? Overall, this is around about the same. What's that? From there to there. That's 70%. With Zilliqa, to be honest, again, it all depends on Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin comes up to these levels, if it comes up to these levels and rejects, then we could be looking for more downside potential. But if it goes above 31,700 and we hold, so like this, if we do this, bounce, then there's a likelihood that we could have way more upside potential. And obviously if Bitcoin does that, and Zilliqa, cryptos like Zilliqa obviously providing, you know, nothing like nothing bad happens obviously, then yeah, there'll be a lot of room for growth. There'll be a lot of room for good areas. So for now, again, obviously I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take this as actual financial advice. This is just what the charts are basically looking at the moment. But with regarding Zilliqa, I would be patient to see confirmation from Bitcoin first, as well as, you know, this key level here from the S&P 500. We can break that. That would be a good sign that we are almost out of the mud. But this level is this 31k area. Very important at the moment. Very, 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 very important. And if we can break that, then you'll see a lot more upside potential. For example, cryptos like Cardano. It just depends how long it would take. But for example, with cryptos like Cardano, obviously if Bitcoin finishing above 31,000, then Cardano, look at how much room it has to grow, essentially, before it has any major resistance. I mean, 43%, even in a trade perspective, that's a very nice amount of money. But there's no real crazy levels of resistance until you get about here. But for Cardano, we have to go up above here, hold that, boom. For example, that could be a scenario. But again, Bitcoin's obviously the market mover, as well as Bitcoin being the market mover, S&P 500, etc. So these are the important things we have to put together. Or obviously, if we don't end up breaking that level, what could end up happening? Is we could end up forming a potential range, for example. So let's say over the top of My theory, we'd have a roundabout from 27k to about there. That's where I reckon we'll stay in a range potentially for. Obviously this isn't totally accurate. This is what I could potentially see happening if Bitcoin in the next few days, few weeks, or whatever, if we don't end up breaking that 31k level, we could stay in a range where we simply do what we've done, come to the middle point, go up, come down, go to the midpoint, go up again, come up, break down. That's essentially what could happen. But if it did form a range, it would bring more support at these areas, so it would look stronger. Obviously, if tomorrow, for example, we blew up to here, 35k area, then I would essentially expect a big move down, because there's just not enough strength there for the support. But you never know what can happen. This is cryptocurrency. But DOT looks really good as well. DOT ended up reclaiming this weekly level here, and then it had a very nice pump after the weekly. Pumped a nice 26%, and that's just because it reclaimed that weekly level, which was causing it problems. Came up to the daily level, and now we're coming to a rejection point. But are we going to go up for another test? Essentially like here, come to the bottom here, go up, boom, 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 boom. Again, you want to see the retest. You want to see it come up, you want to see it come up and then come back down. Okay, that's what you want to see. It just builds more strength, it builds more of a platform for the crypto, and yeah, it just makes it look better. What else? What else? Yeah, as I said earlier, what you want to see. So obviously, with this is on the hour. What you want to see is the higher the time frame. So this is the 4 hour. Okay, as you can see, still bearish market structure. Still bearish market structure. Okay, you want to see the higher time frames finish above these important levels. Okay, if we go back onto the fib, add it together. As you can see, these levels both have confluence with the fibs, and if we finish above this, it's just a good sign. Essentially, that's the sort of stuff that you want to see. But there's still a long way to go. What time is it? Jesus, it's 3:05 already. I'm probably gonna have to go to bed in the next 5 or so minutes, because it is getting a bit late. I do want to be up a good time tomorrow. I do want to start streaming earlier times, but yeah, I'm more of a night person. So yeah, maybe I'll do it at like 12 or 1 o'clock next time. But yeah, let's take a quick look at some NFTs. A lot of these are getting absolutely destroyed at the moment. But we are in a bear market, so you would expect something similar. NFTs have a lot of potential for me, but there's just so much regulation that needs to be done before it becomes a worldwide thing, in my opinion. It obviously is a worldwide thing, but I think there's so many people that are holding themselves back from using NFTs at the moment, purely because of the risk, etc., that's involved at the moment. I feel like when there's more regulation, etc., NFTs will definitely fly. It's alright always, no worries, man. There's a lot of people, yeah, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people thinking of FOMOing in at the moment, and it's understandable because we are some very nice prices at the moment. If you are planning on buying and holding for the next 3-4 years, then yeah, now's a good, not necessarily a good time to buy, but it's dramatically cheaper prices compared to buying at the top. That's all I'm saying. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so, but it's just I'm talking as if it was in my sense. But I am looking for a re-entry. Because for me personally, I did think that 2022 was going to be a bad year. So in November, after Bitcoin essentially just didn't look very strong at all, it almost to me seemed impossible. It's not impossible, but it just seemed very, very unrealistic that Bitcoin was going to climb essentially like 50% in 1 month to hit that 100k target, just to come back down again. And obviously, because majority of the world thought that Bitcoin was going to go to 100k, the chances of that actually happening were quite slim in my opinion. And when we saw in November, as you can see here, as soon as like November came about, November 1st wasn't too shabby, and then boom, started coming down. I think I sold, where did I sell? I sold around this area here, 52k area. I think I sold because it just wasn't looking very convincing at all. So I ended up not getting as badly hit hard. But the only problem is, obviously, I stopped making content, and I just wish I didn't, because I would have warned more people. But the way YouTube was working and the toxicity that it was just, to me, it just wasn't worth it anymore. I was keeping people updated on Twitter. I was keeping people updated on Discord. So, you know, but yeah. But a lot of exposing does need to happen in this crypto community, because yeah, it's not very good at all. Right. So we're going to wrap this up now, guys, because I am going to go to bed. I do appreciate you guys stopping in. I'm going to try and do more streams. I'll try to do them earlier. Just chill. You know, we're just looking to chill, see where the market's going, see what the charts are saying, and yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin Dashi shows a lot of whales moving to coins on exchanges now. Yeah, I think I've been seeing that as well. That's what, you know, we have to. In time, we will start to see. In time, we will start to see. Essentially, in the next few days / week, we will start to see if this is the bottom, and if it is, then yeah, it's just a very beautifully respected area, in my opinion. Absolutely incredibly respected, because as you can see here, all the way since 2020, you know, it's been incredibly respected. So if whales are starting to move more coins onto exchanges now, then that could be a bearish sign, but at the same time it could, you know, but it all depends, because if we close below this level, then yeah, my second target I will be aiming for a possible big entry would be 23k area. But we, you know, as I said, it is only time will tell. Right then, right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go now. I will hopefully see you guys again soon. Thank you for coming in and stopping by, and yeah, thank you very much, guys.